Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you a card Sleight that's called the Elmsley count. So as always, I'm going to be showing you what it looks like, then I'll tell you how to do it, and then this is a bit of a change. I'll show you different ways you can actually use it in card tricks, or different ways that it is used. So here goes. As you can see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 blue cards, correct? Watch this, just for the snap, one of the cards turns red. So that's what it looks like. That's the simplest version of it. And no, this takes no gimmicks. It just takes a bit of practice. So it was invented by a great magician who recently died in 2006 called Elmsley. And he invented this count. It's also known as the ghost count by some people. So the way it works is the cards that aren't going to be seen are between the second and last card. So if there was another card, let's just say it was this one, sorry, different deck, you wouldn't see these two cards. If there was another card, you wouldn't see these three, and so on. So that's how it works. The cards that you don't see are the ones between the second and last card. And what you do is this. You hold it like this, which is second and third finger next to each other, and then thumb on top, except this is in the middle of the deck. So with rider-back cards, that's spade shape, just there is pointing to your thumb. So now that you've done that, what you do is, with your right hand, you pull off the first card and you count 1. Then comes the trickiest bit of the Elmsley count, which is this. You take this card over here in your right hand, and you put it back into the same deck, catching it with these two fingers here, like this, at the same time as you pushing over the rest of the deck. So, if you do it correctly, it looks like this. 2. Now what you've done is, you have the card you don't want to be seen behind the blue card in your hand, and then you can go 3 and 4. So that's how it works, and every single time you do the Elmsley count, the card that was at the very end always ends up in the second position. So you can put it back, and you can do the same Elmsley count again. So look, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what it looks like from a side view. Okay, just once more, there. Push that back, and you put a lot of pressure with your thumb to keep this in one pack, and then you can go 3 and 4. So yeah, you can also do something like this, which most people don't actually notice, and it's quite amazing, because when people are more focused on the fact that they're all face down, they're all blue, they're all kings, which is what I'm going to be showing you here, that they don't notice that you are showing them a card twice. So look, you can do this, and people don't notice that you've just shown them the King of Clubs twice. See? Look. King of Clubs, King of Hearts, King of Diamonds, and then the King of Clubs again. And that leaves your other card at the bottom. So there's one example of it. Here's another. Okay, so you can show you have 4 cards faced upwards. It's actually a face down card, same thing. The cards in the third position. Okay, next example. 4 cards face down when there's actually 1 faced up. Same thing. Card you don't want to be seen is in the third position. Next example. 1, 2, 3, 4 black cards. Wrong. There's actually a red card here. Okay. Next example. 1, 2, 3, 4 cards face downwards. Wrong. There's actually 2 cards faced upwards. So it's the same concept. You have it between the second and the last card. And then you do the same thing. You pull off the top card. Then as you go back, you push off the rest of the deck, same as always. Except in this case, instead of pushing off 2, you push off 3 cards. 2 of which you don't want to be seen. 2. Then 3, 4. So the Elmsley count can be done with as many cards as you like. It's just the more cards you have, the harder it is to convince people that you actually have 4 cards. The most I can do is about 8, and then just gets impossible to do it correctly. So yeah, here's another example. Here's one. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards face downwards. There's actually 3. So same concept as the 5. You do the same thing, you pull off 1, then as you put this back, you push off the rest of the pack, which is just 1 card, and then 3 and 4. Okay? So this is a good quick trick to convince someone that there's 4 cards, but you never see it in sleight of hand card tricks because you can't hide a card, because you can't put a card between the second and last spot when there's only 3. So look, as you can see, we have the ace, the 2, and the 3 of diamonds. Then look, we have the ace, the 2, the 3, and then we can show the ace again. But you can never hide any of the cards. Ace, 3, 2, ace. So yeah, but that's still a cool, quick trick to convince people that you have 4 cards when you don't. Okay, and last one, which is the most complex, is this one. Okay, so I'm going to give you some explaining on how to do this after. So, we can show you that we have a 2 of spades. Okay. I can show you we also have a 9 of diamonds. And we can also show you that we have a jack of diamonds. And now, I can show you that all 4 cards are face downwards. So how does this work? Quite easily, actually. There's 5 cards, spoiler alert. Okay, so you have 2 cards face downwards at the top of the deck, and then 3 cards faced upwards at the bottom. And then you do a normal Elmsley count, and you show that you have a card faced upwards. Once you've done that, you do something that you do in the trick This, That, and Other. So you put your finger on the spade shape on right-about cards there, thumb at the bottom. If you don't have right-about cards, just in the middle near the top, completely fine. Then you pull downwards, middle finger onto the second card and push upwards. And because of your thumb, this card ends up flush with the rest of the deck, meaning you have this second card raised and you can easily pull it out, have it face downwards. Once you've done that, you can do the same thing again. Same thing on the spade, flip it over, then you do it a 3rd time, flip it over, and then you just hold it in the middle grip, so in the middle between your middle and thumb, and you slide out 3 cards from the bottom, and you show them that all 4 are face down, even though you actually have a 5th card below that. That's why you have to hold it tight. So that's a very simple version of the thing that I'm about to show you now. Okay, so this is used in a card trick that I think I called Brilliant Kings, can't remember, but it's the same idea as this. So you show them, okay, you just saw that we have 1 card face upwards. What card's face upwards? 2 of spades. Sorry, it's actually the jack of diamonds. Well, it's not too hard. So what card's face upwards? Jack of diamonds. Wrong again. It's actually the 9 of diamonds. Do you know what? Give you one little hint. We have the 3 of hearts faced upwards. What card's faced up? 3 of hearts. Well, yes, but you forgot to name the other 3 cards that are also faced upwards. So yeah, that's it. And now I'll explain how to do that, because that's very different to an Elmsley count. So, you have 2 cards face downwards at the top, 3 cards faced upwards at the bottom. So, you do an Elmsley count showing that you have 1 card faced upwards. Then you can do one of 2 things. One is, as you're doing this Elmsley count, you take the 3rd and 4th card slightly in-jogged, and then you hold it like this, where you have 2nd, 3rd, and 4th finger on the one side of the deck, your thumb on the other, pinky at the bottom. So as you take off this 3rd card that you're showing, you push the rest of this pack downwards, and it stops at your pinky, keeping it flush with this. And then you can pull out the 3rd card and put it at the top. So now you've put it into the 3rd position, Or you can do this. Whoops, sorry. Ugh. Or you can do this. Do an Elmsley count just completely normally. It's all together. And then you do a slightly more complex version of what I showed you before. Index on the spade, thumb at the bottom, down. Middle finger on the second card, down more. Fourth finger on the third card, and then you push both of these upwards until you reach the other cards, and your thumb will stop you. And while you move your index and middle finger, you keep your fourth finger just straight, kind of, or maybe push it up a bit, and that will leave the third card out a bit, and then you can put it at the top. So that looks a lot more professional, except it's harder to do, and that takes a lot more practice. But I like to do that more. So once you've done that, you do another Elmsley count. Again, do that. Pull out the third card. Do a third one. Show it's again a different card. Pull it out, put it at the top. Then once you've done that, you have 3 cards at the bottom like you started with. But then you say, okay, since you've been doing badly and you haven't been able to guess what cards are faced up, I'll show you the top cards, in this case the 7 of spades, and you just flip over the top card. Then you hold it in a biddle grip, so in the middle of the deck between your middle finger and your thumb, like this. And then what you do is, as you're holding onto it tightly, you just peel off 3 cards from below it. And you show that you have 4 cards faced up and they forgot to name the other 3. But you have to hold it tight, otherwise they'll see this blue card which is faced downwards. So yeah, that's the Elmsley count. It's a great count. You use it in a lot of sleight of hand card tricks, and I just hope you all put the practice into it before you start using it, because it's really important that you get this down before you use it, otherwise it really ruins the magic of it. And if you use it in any other card tricks, they'll immediately understand how it works. So, yeah, just like any card trick, you have to practice it a lot before you show other people. But you can, if you want, just as a quick trick, say you found 4 cards lying around at home, you can set them up like this and show someone that you have 4 cards face downwards. And then show that there's one upwards. Except I prefer not to do that because it ruins it most of the time. So yeah, it's a really cool sleight of hand thing that's used in a lot of card tricks like the oil and water and the devil's elevator. I'm going to be showing tutorials of those soon. And yeah, that's about it. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please like it and subscribe to my channel. And thanks for watching.